Hello guys, and today we're going to be doing Obi-Wan Kenobi versus all of the factions on top of the mountains. So let's go ahead and get this started with some medieval guys over here, with some heavy guys over here. After that we have spearmen and basically just footmen. So let's see how all of this goes. We'll probably not really do all of them on top of the mountain, just that the battles are a little bit better. But let's do this first one on the battle on top of the mountain. Now give Obi-Wan the high ground. He doesn't really have a high ground. Oh, he's getting punched pretty hard over here. He seems to be parrying a lot though. That's another good killing. Yeah, I think this is going to be a bit too long if we put him on top of the mountain. We should probably not really do it anymore. Okay, however, he is skirmishing with some footmen over here too. Exactly, uses the force to take these guys out immediately. Okay, how many people are left? Actually, not really that many. Just this guy, I think, and some other guy. Where is stuck? Okay, come on, get out. There we are. Okay, why are you holding it behind your back? That's pretty bad. Okay, get up. There we are. Okay, we have the low ground. Yeah, on to the next battle. Alright, so now we have some Romans. Let's see how the Romans do against Obi-Wan. I imagine they're actually going to do pretty well. These elite soldiers are pretty strong. Oh, that was a powerful, almost the entire army got killed right there. So now we only have the Emperor and the two generals attacking him. So let's see how this goes. So this is going to be a lot of parrying right now, a lot of sword cleaning. I think the Emperor might have this. Okay, one Emperor down. Not Emperor, one Centurion down, another Centurion down. So this is actually going to be a pretty convincing victory for Obi-Wan over here. A lot of parrying right now. Okay, there we are. Pretty good, on to the next battle. Okay guys, so now we have the Knights and the Kings. So let's see how they do. I imagine they're actually going to do pretty well over here. Oh, that power though. It's taking a lot of them down, but I think they're still all alive and they can easily clump him up over here. That's exactly what I think they're doing. This is going pretty well for them. They're just smacking him down there. He could use his force ability and this will be pretty bad, yeah. Oh, I think that caused a little bit more deaths over here. They're still alive though and still going strong. Obi-Wan is also still alive though and seeming to be pretty powerful over here. I don't know how much health he's on, but he's using a lot of his parrying moves. Oh no, that's a lot of kills. Oh, I actually think that the king just died. So now it's just this one knight. Okay, we had this before where a knight might actually win this, but I don't think right now, yeah. On to the next battle. Alright, so now we have the Spartans. Let's see how the Spartans doing. This is just going to be actually a Leonidas more type of thing with a couple of his buddies. Oh, he did throw a couple of these guys down. Now he's getting charged down. Pretty strong over here. He might still actually win this one. He's doing pretty good right now. He's keeping his distance with his lightsaber. Keeping the distance. And there we are. Now it's only 1v1. A fair 1v1 with a lot of parrying. Leonidas is getting on top of him right now. That's a lot of parrying. It seems like Leonidas, I think, might have the upper hand right about now, but oh, that's a lot of force abilities, and there we are, he did fall down and break his knees. On to the next battle. Alright, so now we have Obi-Wan Kenobi versus the tribal faction, so let's see how that goes for him. I imagine he is going to win this. Oh, that force ability is very powerful. He is getting pretty impaled pretty hard, however, he is moving forward right about now. And he can also deflect, of course. So this is definitely going to be pretty bad for them over here. Oh, there we are, he just used his force abilities. On to the next battle. Alright, so now we have the zombies, so let's see how the zombies do. I think they're not really going to win this. Yeah, they can pretty much dogpile him, but he has this powerful ability, yeah. All of them are pretty much dead now, however, still managing to clump up on him. Maybe he can still do this. He's left definitely losing health. Oh, and they actually barely won. If he would have used his force ability again, he definitely would have won that. On to the next battle. Alright, so now we have Napoleon and two of his generals fighting him, so let's see how this does. I imagine he's actually going to lose this. This is a pretty tall ask for him to fight. He might actually win this though if he really tries to. That's a lot of parrying over here. Parry town. I don't really think he's going to do this pretty good. He does have a force abilities which are pretty powerful, I think. Nope, they're all still alive. They're all using very good tactics. They're swarming him. They're using all of their parries to get a couple of hits in. Doesn't seem like he's doing that particularly well. However, force ability will definitely do some big damage. They're still all alive though. A lot of parrying going on. I think Napoleon will be the one to drop first, even though he's probably the most powerful. Even though he can actually pull this back with his force abilities. They're very powerful force abilities. He is getting gangbanged. He doesn't really get that much parrying time. They can parry a lot though, which is great for him. Okay, I think Napoleon's dead. Okay, now it's only the 2 generals. Oh no, it's actually only the 1 general. This might actually go in the way of Obi-Wan Kenobi. However, it seems like this might be pretty close. Oh, and there we are. On to the next battle. Right guys, so now we have Darth Vader versus Obi-Wan, so let's see how this goes. I imagine this is probably going to go to Darth Vader, however, who knows. Okay, they're both using very specific force abilities. It seems like so far Obi-Wan Kenobi is putting in the pressure, however Darth Vader is keeping his distance as usual, using his powerful force abilities to really kind of push him back. Obi-Wan Kenobi also has the same powers though, not really that big push. Okay, it seems like so far I think Darth Vader is winning by a little bit, however Obi-Wan Kenobi can also win over here. I think there's not really a lot of sword fighting going on with this one, just a couple of parries here and there. Danny, why did that very launch him that far? Didn't really do that usually. Oh, again, he's even his magnificent force powers. Obi-Wan Kenobi has closed the distance, but again he just keeps getting pushed back. I think he got a couple of hits and oh, there we are. Okay, so right now, Darth Vader won. He made him very angry and he won. On to our next battle.